So we're gonna go and glass now the chain locker. The piece that it was rotten, I removed it. So, and then I left it open so I could work on the front on everything I need to do there. So I already glassed on the inside, but it was difficult to show video what I did in there because I had inside laying inside. So it's basically going to be a duplicate of what happened inside there. I'm going to have some glass in here and then tabbing up here. I'll put a fillet in here of epoxy, Cavasil, and microspheres. So we'll go through there to give me a nice radius so I don't have air bubbles in there. And I don't use slow epoxy. I use fast set epoxy, and it's now 87 degrees inside the boat. It's nice and warm, so things go fast. So I have to have everything very planned. So there's no time because I have about 10 minutes of working time on the resin. Of course, I use some tricks. I pre-wet the fiberglass right on a table, so then I have a very thin layer of epoxy already impregnated in the glass, which I'm not going to show in here just for setting up. I'm shooting everything by myself. So I'll pre-wet the glass and I'll bring it in here in a little tray and pop it in place. But the process of our first is to pre-wet everything. Next is to do a fillet in there, and then the glass, and then roll, get all the bubbles out. And then if I feel inclined, I'll put some puke ply on it. We'll get started. One other thing, I have to have basically everything ready. Right in here, I have my roller for removing air bubbles, denatured alcohol. I have paper towels to wipe off my hands so I don't put stuff everywhere, and a stick to do the radius, everything. So all the tools are ready to go, so I'm not searching for anything, because every second really matters when you're dealing with fast epoxy in a hot environment too. Mixing up some Cavasil. I had to add a little bit more resin because it didn't quite have enough. I mixed the resin for the entire work, 7 ounces for this, and divided in 2 cups. So then I would have one part to pre-wet and the other part to impregnate the fiberglass. And now said, it can't just really, and especially this mix up here, this Cavasil mix gets hot super fast and kicks very quickly. So you have to have like your glass in place or not a lot of fillet on it, because otherwise you'll kick. And what I like to do is do it all at once, because this way you have just a chemical bond and no mechanical bond, just to the fillet. So some people like doing 2 separate sections, and I just prefer doing it all at once. But you really have to move. Don't worry about the details too much. air bubbles. Definitely a race against time. Okay, here we go. So it pays off to get it started at one end and kind of keep working it.
you.